The bustling city of Portland, Oregon. This is the backdrop for our broadcast setting tonight. It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. Kevin Harlan here, joined by our analyst, Greg Anthony, and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. Plus, reporting from the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Well, guys, since Devin Booker's been in the pros, he's been able to show his ability to create. He said at Kentucky, all I shot was catch and shoot threes. I was fitting in with my team, playing off of others. But my dad always taught me the fundamentals. I don't want to rely on one thing. Being good at everything is how you earn your spot on the floor. Kevin?
He's doing it all, DA. Thanks. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Booker.
And he's gone dry over the past 10 games, guys. His scoring is way down, and he can't seem to fight his way out of the slump. He better get it going tonight, or they'll start losing patience with him.
So the opening lineup for the Suns. Rubio and Booker, they're the backcourt. Saric and Ayton at the 4 and the 5. And it's Oubre in at the 3. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Kent Bazemore is out there with Anthony, and it's Whiteside in at the center position.
Well, the Suns, of course, have the league's longest playoff drought, 9 straight seasons of going on vacation early. And think about it, that's despite picking at the top of the draft year after year.
And it's going to be the Trailblazers off the tip. McCollum outside. Lillard outside. Connects from three-point range. And Doris for the Suns going forward. It can't help that they play in the always difficult Western Conference.
That's right. The Western Conference is so strong at the top, and it's strong at the bottom as well. You know, you think about it, teams that didn't make the playoffs last year, Dallas, Sacramento, Minnesota, all of those teams are on the upswing. So how do the Suns eventually climb that ladder?
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Bazemore. Two on the clock. Here's Ayton. Now here's Anthony. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Lakers. McCollum against Booker. Good D by Booker. Rubio in the corner. It's stolen by Anthony. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court.
You know, averaging over a half-dozen free throw attempts a game for his career. I mean, Melo's so skilled at getting to the free throw line.
The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of this game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line. Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Now when it comes to load management strategy, Doris, should coaches do it along the way as opposed to waiting until the last, say, quarter, third of the season?
Well, Kev, I think you can look to the San Antonio Spurs, who I think were the first to really look hard at what we would now describe as load management. And I think the one thing is you're trying to just make sure guys are prepared for the most important point of the season. You've got to win enough to get in the playoffs and be positioned well, but your guys have also have to be healthy at the end of the year.
And Saric kicks to Rubio. The dish now to Oubre. Ayton against Whiteside. Shot clock at 5. Pulls it from the elbow. No good from Booker. Lillard outside. Takes a 3. Saric grabs the board. The Suns have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Here's Booker. Stolen by McCollum. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. From 13, good on the jump shot.
A natural score. Give McCollum any room to get his shot off, and he's going to let it fly.
Saric outside. Pass to Oubre. Ayton against Whiteside. Clock at 6. They could use a bucket. Second shot opportunity. Saric trying to break free. And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. Rubio, the pass to Ayton. He feeds it to Booker.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Here's Lillard. Offensive rebound.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Oubre passes to Rubio. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. A nice shot by Booker.
Well, this is where Booker can really hurt you. Very capable and confident three-point shooter. Go ahead, Devin.
Lillard finds McCollum. Over Booker. No good on that one. Now the Suns take it the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Well, I'm sure they're still enjoying that one. You love going into a tough building, tough place to play, and shooting the lights out. Nothing like silencing the crowd.
And here's Saric. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. And Booker kicks to Rubio. Pass to Saric. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Rubio. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
Ricky Rubio makes great use of the mid-range. This is right in his comfort zone.
Down low. And there's McCollum. That's good on the assist by Lillard. McCollum's got his second bucket of the game to go.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
And there's the pass to Ayton. Lillard against Rubio. A 3-ball. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Lillard's got 5 now.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Now, here's Oubre. A 20-point game for him in the win against Sacramento.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
Ayton against Whiteside. And the basket by Rubio. Rubio's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, DeAndre Ayton is a team-first guy, and boy, does he set up the open man.
McCollum outside. Shot from 12. And the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
And you talk about shot makers. C.J. McCollum, one of the best in the game. From mid-range, you could argue he's the best, flat out.
Lillard outside. Passes to Anthony. It's McCollum on the wing. Here's Whiteside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
And you look at the shot chart for McCollum. He's a threat from everywhere.
Able to hit off the bounce, pulling up. At his height, he's got to be creative, making space for his shot.
Shooting 2.
Free throw, good, Whiteside.
And it's been talked about for some time, but last summer the Heat finally decided to pull the trigger on Hassan Whiteside. Traded to Portland for Leonard and Harkless. Whiteside and the Heat had soured on each other in the trade, a chance for both sides to have a fresh start.
And both free throws good from Whiteside. A lot of competitors in this league, Doris, and you've got to be that way to play at this level. I know you have a list of competitors that you admire a lot.
It's those guys, Kevin, who have that insatiable desire to win. The guys who absolutely despise losing, who it almost hurts. It's painful physically. Giannis Antetokounmpo is driven to be great. He wants an NBA championship. LeBron James has got multiple titles and continues to pursue greatness. What I love about great NBA players, it's never enough, Kevin.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Just feels like the basket is looking awfully small to them right now. They're having a hard time getting anything to fall.
A moment here to see the numbers for McCollum. Putting up about 22 points per, 3 assists and 4 rebounds. You know, you look at the numbers and you think that this is great, but we know that he's capable of even bigger production.
You know, the numbers look okay, but the eye test tells us unequivocally he is capable of more. That is the sign of a star right there.
No good from Booker.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy, just struggling to make shots right now.
Anthony. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Ayton.
You know, that's an interesting point about Carmelo, one of the most prolific free throw shooters in the history of the game. Spends a lot of time at the stripe.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1.
Yeah, he's at 81% from the line, and when we've had a chance to see him, he's had great form and continues to look confident. Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. Phoenix making some changes. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for DeAndre Ayton. And it's Johnson in for Kelly Oubre. Both free throws good from Anthony.
And they've clearly been the aggressors here early on, drawing fouls and working themselves to the line.
Rubio dishes to Booker. Phoenix, no good that time either.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
Lillard against Rubio. Drops in the layup for 2. 7 points for Lillard.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Kaminsky with the ball. Now Anthony defending. No good from Booker.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And the Suns call time.
Well, he might not be blocking 4 shots a game anymore, but Hassan Whiteside's still a factor in the paint defensively.
A different look now for Portland. Labissiere is checked in for Whiteside. Tolliver comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. And the Suns making a change here as well. Johnson, he's checked in for Ricky Rubio. And with Whiteside, his size and length set him apart from others defensively. Greg, even at the center position.
You just can't ignore the reach and coverage that Whiteside has when he's in the paint. Even though the block numbers aren't what they once were, the amount of shots he changes is still very high.
Here's Booker. Basket made, just his second this contest. He's 2 for 7 now.
With that now, only 2 of 7 to start the game. Not the start he was hoping for.
McCollum outside, beyond the arc. Bangs home the trifecta. McCollum's got 9.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Kaminsky kicks to Booker to the left side wing. Baines passes to Booker. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Here's Simons. He's guarded by Johnson. Great tee that time from Johnson.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Johnson, the pass to Johnson. Now here's Booker. Pass to Baines. Johnson kicks to Booker. And the Suns get it back. And that one, good.
What energy on the offensive boards. The defense can't match the effort, and they paid the price.
Here's Simons. 14 points from him the last game against the Lakers.
And the other thing, guys, he really got after it on the backboards. What a complete game for this guy.
And he gets the bucket.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit, Greg, for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
Now here's Kaminsky. Right now he's averaging 11 points a game.
What a brutal night for this guy, and it is having a ripple effect throughout the team. This is tough.
We've got 1:55 left in the first. Here's Simons. He's guarded by Kaminsky. And it's Simons missing. Looking at Portland, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Rough game defensively. I mean, they lost a lot of the individual matchups, and the help was slow to rotate.
I'll tell you this, Greg, if you're going to allow your opponent to make that many shots, you have got to be as solid on the offensive end, and clearly they were not.
Bridges, he's checked in for the Suns. Now here's Johnson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. To the middle, here's Baines. It's deflected. They retain possession. And the basket by Kaminsky. Trailblazers leading by 10. Here's Simons. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Cullen passes to Tolliver. A three-pointer off the mark.
Well, you can see why the defense dared him to shoot it. That's not really his spot.
Shoots from the baseline. A nice shot by Booker. Booker's got it back down to single digits for the Suns.
Well, just such a crafty offensive talent. Devin Booker working the mid-range. What doesn't he do?
Lets it go from 14. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got 13.
I'll tell you, this guy is proving to be a problem for the defense. In this quarter, he has been special.
McCollum against Booker. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
That's just superior balance from the crafty guard. If you allow Devin Booker to get close, he's going to draw your contact.
Doris, what has impressed me about Booker is that he's put up great numbers despite not having a lot of franchise stability at the start of his career.
No doubt, Kevin. For Devin Booker, his first 4 seasons, he had 4 different head coaches. That doesn't even start to touch the roster turnover he's dealt with. Through everything he's faced, he has produced on the offensive end. You love this guy's upside.
And guys, the stellar development of Devin Booker continued last season. Still a firecracker on offense and took strides to improve his shot selection and, equally as important, his decision making.
Suns trail by 7. He dishes it to Johnson. There's the 3. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. C.J. McCollum, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Portland Trail Blazers. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all, and he looks to be planning for more. And we'll be right back after this. The leadership mantle, something that Damian Lillard welcomes. He talked about what that means to him.
A lot of responsibility. When things go bad, people are going to look to you first. They're going to point the finger at you first. And when things go well, they're going to give you the credit. So I think it's just a balance of those two things. Being willing to be that guy and being excited about it. I think you got to have fun with it.
Right on the money as always. Lillard has excelled in that leadership role.
I mean, he plays with so much confidence and composure, but also it's the way he includes his teammates and gets to know them as individuals that makes him a franchise player.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. Guys, what stands out from the Blazers so far?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for the Trailblazers, at the 2 and the 3, McCollum and Little. Anthony Tolliver out there with Hezonja. And it's Simons in at the 1 spot. Johnson with the defensive effort.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
And here is Bridges. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Kings in Sacramento. And it's good for 2.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Now here's McCollum. It's a 5-point game. A floater. It's tipped. Johnson left side. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Well, Tyler Johnson doing work off the bounce to the cup. Pretty dry.
McCollum against Booker. And it's McCollum off the drive. That's tipped. And the dunk by Booker.
A case in point of running the floor well in transition. Yet another way Booker can beat you.
Now McCollum, 13 points in the game. Here's the floater. It's hauled in by the Suns. Kaminsky's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Bridges passes to Kaminsky. Good, nice job down low. Kaminsky's got the lead up to 1 now for the Suns. Pass to Little. McCollum outside. He kicks to Little. And there's the call on Devin Booker. That is his first foul of the game. Kent Bazemore's checked in for the Trailblazers. And then for Phoenix, Andre Ayton's checked in for Aaron Baines. And Dario Saric subbed in for Frank Kaminsky. Here is Tolliver. He's covered by Ayton. 5 on the clock. Here's Simons. Bazemore for 3. Knocks down the 3 ball.
Listen, even average three-point shooters are going to make that shot. Defense must be better.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Dishes it to Tolliver. Now here's Little. Defended by Bridges. Tolliver for 3. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Well, a promising start last year from Mikal Bridges. The offense was there, but it was his impact defensively that has really gotten most people's attention. A lot of great tools for a young player.
First free throw is good. And with Bridges and his defense, great coaches speak very highly of his basketball IQ.
And that is why, as a rookie, he would often get assigned to guard the toughest perimeter player. Good size and great instincts make him one of the best young defenders on the team.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Whiteside's checked in for Tolliver. Anthony comes in for Little. And it's Damian Lillard in for Anfernee Simmons. Portland's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Lillard dishes to Anthony. Over Saric. Here's Whiteside. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
Now, here's Rubio. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Sacramento. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Doris, if you had to list a player with all the great talent in this league that's the most difficult to stop one-on-one, who would that be?
Well, like in similar situations, I can't give you just one. Some names that come immediately to mind, James Harden obviously has been in the MVP race for 5 years running, I think. He's virtually impossible to guard, right? He's got a great system for his individual skills. Kevin Durant can get any shot he wants at any time. And then the virtuoso that is LeBron James, who can pick you apart with shooting, with scoring, with passing. He's really nothing short of remarkable.
And the Suns making a change here. Oubre's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
And Lillard kicks to Whiteside. Anthony looking it over. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Anthony's got 7 points in the game.
You know, the ability to seize the opportunity, see the daylight, get that position, and mellow, one of the best to ever do it.
Whiteside against Ayton. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession. And a quick look at how the Suns' schedule is shaping up. On Wednesday, they'll face off against Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers. And then on Friday, the New York Knicks coming to town, tipping off a homestand for them.
And for that game against the Kings, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
On defense, Phoenix. Lasagna, the pass to Whiteside. Shot clock at 6. Here's Bazemore. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
He's been doing really nice work at the line. 83%.
Shooting 2.
The free throw dropped for Bazemore. Both good from the line that time. Suns have gone a sensational 5 of 5 from the field since the start of the second quarter. Saric outside. Oubre outside. Over Hezonja. And he hits the jump shot. Oubre's got the game tied up here for the Suns.
Look at how confident Kelly Oubre is in the catch and shoot. You know why? Because he worked at it.
The pass to Hezonja. Just his first attempt. The shot, no good. The Suns have gotten all of their first 6 shots to go in here in the second. What a quarter so far. Rubio with it. He has 6. That shot off. Nice D from Lillard. Hezonja with the ball. Now guarded by Ayton. And the basket by Lillard.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Booker against Bazemore. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Well, a guard has got to come with physical intensity on the interior, and Devin Booker does just that.
The Suns have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
Johnson, he's checked in for Dario Saric.
Well, Devin Booker has proven to be a capable shooter from every spot on the floor, including the free throw line. This guy has become a must-watch.
Anthony, the pass to Lillard. And it's Ayton with the rebound. The Suns leading.
And the first task for Monty Williams is going to be retooling this offense. Plenty of offensive talent here. Team has underperformed on that end for years.
And one of the things he wants to implement, Greg, Monty Williams wants to utilize more movement, right? He has mentioned a style similar to what they ran while he was with the Spurs organization. So don't expect to see any stagnant bodies on the offensive end this year.
And Phoenix has possession. The Blazers getting the bucket. The fader. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound.
And this is exactly what you have to do to stop him. That was a tremendous contest, forcing the miss.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Passes it to Rubio. And here is Ayton. Back to Rubio. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Damian Lillard.
Is he the defender unwilling to just give it to Rubio, forces him to the line?
Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Portland. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. That sets off a 5-game tour for them. Labissiere finds Anthony. Labissiere, the pass to Anthony. Just 5 on the clock. Three-pointer, Lillard. That one falls, coming off Anthony's feet. 14 points for Damian Lillard.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
Here's Rubio. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Whiteside's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Three-pointer, Lillard. Portland keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Hassan Whiteside. He's been dominant over the last month. He's putting up about 16 points a game, 14 rebounds, and almost 3.5 blocks. And what is crazy is that these numbers might not even do his game justice. He's been phenomenal.
Feels like every night this guy does something that just blows your mind. So fun to watch, someone the other players look up to.
The free throw dropped for Bazemore.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Here's Booker. 15 points in the game. Kicks to Oubre. Pass to Ayton. Just 5 to shoot. Rubio dishes to Ayton. Good work defensively by Whiteside. The Trailblazers have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses.
At 6'11" and about 225 pounds, Labissiere is a long guy, someone who uses that size to his advantage.
Good on the second free throw. Phoenix with the ball. It's a 5-point game. Booker outside. Pass to Johnson. Oubre outside. Suns moving the ball around. Clock at 6. The Suns need to get a shot off. And the Suns miss again.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drive or get it to an open teammate.
Bazemore misses.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Boy, he hasn't found the range yet here in the second period. Only 1 triple for him tonight.
Here's Anthony. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Well, if it's possible for a number 1 overall pick to go under the radar, then I think that's what you'd say about DeAndre Ayton last year. Doncic stole the headline certainly, but DeAndre Ayton had a big-time start to his career.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
It's just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
Now, here's Rubio. 8 points for him. Booker looking around. And they get it. Oubre can't get it to go. And the numbers that Ayton put up as a rookie, very impressive.
Well, DeAndre Ayton said the lack of attention didn't bother him at all. This guy showed he can be a focal point on both ends, and he's only going to get better with more repetition.
We've got 1:55 left now here in the second. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Phoenix calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
A different look now for Portland. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Whiteside. Little comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Kent Bazemore. And for the Suns, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for 8. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Kelly Oubre. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Devin Booker. You talk about bangers in the NBA, Doris, the Australian. Aaron Baines, rugged as they come.
Kev, he is the very definition of an energy guy. This man is a great defender. You get blindsided by one of his picks, you are going to feel it the next day.
And the first one drops.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
He doesn't get the second one. Portland leading by 8. Lillard with no one around. A three-pointer, no good. Rubio, the pass to Kaminsky. And finished off by Kaminsky.
Boy, that's the vision and ability to deliver precise passes. Rubio completely on point.
Lillard against Rubio, and that one's good. Lillard.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
1:04 left to play here in the second quarter. Rubio, the shot, no good. Good D by McCollum.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Suns trail by 10. Now, here's Rubio. He's got 8. There's 39 seconds left in the first half. Now the pass to Kaminsky. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Here's Little. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The Trailblazers have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Mikal Bridges checked in for the Suns. And so he hits both. 26 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Rubio. 8 points for him. From deep. It's not going to go for him.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have the confidence you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Terry Stotts. Coach, they've been shooting poorly. Is that good defense or bad offense?
Probably a little bit of both. I think we're competing defensively, and they've missed some opportunities.
It's led to good results for you, though. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He had 16 points, 4 assists, and 1 rebound. The first 2 quarters tonight looked a lot like what we saw from him in his last game. Shaq, how do you think the Trailblazers were playing?
Great production out of Lillard tonight, but he's a top 10 scorer pretty much every year. One of the most confident players in the game.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Phoenix?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better, into a better rhythm in the second half, and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Monty Williams. Saric and Ayton at the 4 and the 5. Rubio and Booker, they're the backcourt. And it's Oubre in at the small forward. And the upside for Ayton was always present. But Doris, were you surprised at how polished he was as a rookie?
Not at all, because DeAndre Ayton has got a big-time offensive game. This guy can finish with the best in the league right at the cup. You know he's dynamic on the offensive end, and this guy's only going to add strength and get better on the defensive end.
The first one falls.
Well, the number 1 pick in the 2018 NBA draft, DeAndre Ayton, is going to be a feared big man for years to come.
And so he makes both from the line. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for Portland. And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Jacks up a 3. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got his 5th assist in this one. Suns trail by 13. Up top, Rubio. Covered by Lillard. Oubre outside. Shoots over Bazemore. No good on that one. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Lillard, the pass to Carmelo, and Portland again with the bucket.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation.
And the 4-year, $196 million Supermax extension signed by Damian Lillard this offseason. Dame Dollar living up to one of his many nicknames, but money well spent by the Blazers.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Second half rolling along now, about a minute played here. Rubio outside. Passes it to Šarić. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Lillard. And it's Portland with the rebound. Bazemore for 3. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3. Terrific play calling. Everything clicking out of the gates here.
It's stolen by Anthony. Here's Lillard. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Lillard's got 18 points in the game.
Great play calling, great execution, leads to 4 for 4 to start this half.
Here's Booker. 11 feet out and he hits it.
Well, this is the assertive mentality of Devin Booker. When he starts to find his rhythm, turn the lights out.
Rubio against Lillard. McCollum outside. Over Booker. Here's Whiteside. Up and in on the layup. He's got 6.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
The drive by Rubio. And the shot goes in.
Boy, showing great patience, waiting to make his read. Rubio sets up his teammate perfectly.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Bazemore against Oubre to the inside. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Ayton. No good on the free throw. He hits the second from the line. And the Suns call time.
You know, my guess right now is Coach wants to talk over this turnover issue. And it seems like they've been trying to force things a bit and need to find a steady rhythm offensively.
With the All-Star game almost here, let's see how the West is shaping up. Look at the Trailblazers. They're 8th in the conference and really looking to improve on the back end of the season. And checking out Phoenix, a game and a half out.
And for the Trailblazers, they haven't had the great season that some were expecting, but it hasn't been a disaster. They just need a few things to go right for them down the stretch.
It's an amazing thing. If you can get a couple of wins, generate some momentum, you've got to believe they'll be just fine.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Both free throws good from Booker.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Pass to Whiteside. He kicks it to McCollum. Lillard dishes to McCollum. Whiteside, the pass to McCollum. Good work there as it goes. McCollum's got 5 points now this quarter.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. 12 movement has been flawless.
Now here's Saric. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Rubio, the pass to Ayton. Over Whiteside. And again, it's the Suns missing.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Saric. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Simons is checked in. Here's Simons. And he makes good on the layup. Simons has got his first bucket of the night.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Greg, to me, this is simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Now here's Saric. Ayton finds Rubio. Kicks it out to Booker. 6 on the shot clock.
Rubio.
There's the triple. Buries it from three-point range. Booker's got 23 points.
Boy, this guy's operating like a 10-year vet. Booker making all the right decisions almost immediately.
The 15-footer. McCollum, no good. So it's Rubio bringing it up for the Suns, trailing by 17.
And now let's take a moment to check out the stats for Booker. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. Averaging about 22 points per, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. And what is crazy is that these numbers might not even do his game justice. He's been phenomenal.
Feels like every night this guy does something that just blows your mind. So fun to watch. Someone the other players look up to.
They throw good. Rubio.
That's so much that Rubio gives you. The last thing that has to come to me is the range shooting.
Mario Hezonja's checked in for Kent Bazemore. He hits both from the stripe.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Here's McCollum. Here's Anthony. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, once he gets the ball in that close, you've already lost. Anthony will find a way to hurt you.
He's gone 3 for 4 from the line. That free throw good from Anthony. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Suns trail by 16. Here's Booker. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Booker's got 25 points.
How about the ability to adjust and finish in different situations? Devin Booker, elite as a scorer.
And it's Simons missing. The Suns have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Rubio looking around. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Going to the line will be Rubio. Just gets fouled on that sneaky drive.
And this is his 4th trip to the free throw line tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And he's good on the second. Trailblazers leading by 13. McCollum passes to Whiteside. McCollum kicks to Anthony. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. The Suns shooting around 40% from the floor here. Last season, we saw Kelly Oubre get traded to the Suns. It was a surprise success for both him and the team.
Oubre came in and gave the Suns that defensive spark they so desperately needed. The long arms, he can get in the passing lanes, and he plays with tremendous energy, and they love him.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for the Trailblazers. Here's Rubio, and off the front iron, and in it goes. Rubio's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, the catch and shoot game. Typically, Rubio's on the passing end of it. Not this time.
Lasagna, the pass to Carmelo. Anthony drawing the double team. Got a piece of it, and he's able to get it back. Shot clock at 5. Here's McCollum, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Ayton. And the first one drops. Little, he's checked in for Portland. And then for Phoenix, Kaminsky, he's checked in for DeAndre Ayton. Johnson comes in for Kelly Oubre, and it's Johnson in for Booker. And so McCollum nails both of them. Suns trail by 13. Johnson dishes to Johnson. Kaminsky finds Rubio, kicks it out to Johnson. No good on the 3.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
And Phoenix making a change here. Bridges checks in. McCollum left side. Hezonja trying to free himself up. McCollum no good. Phoenix has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Rubio nails the baby hook. Rubio's got 15.
And what you love about Ricky Rubio is his motor never stops. This guy does such a great job keeping plays alive.
Here is Tolliver. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And here's Rubio. The dish to Kaminsky. Pass to Bridges. Rubio outside. Here's Kaminsky. Off target with his 3. Trailblazers leading by 11. In the corner, it's Little. Portland moving the ball around. Lasagna, the pass to Simons. The Trailblazers rebound. Little can't hit. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Phoenix. And the pass to Rubio. Back to Johnson. Johnson outside. Fires from deep. Sinks the three-pointer. Johnson's got it back down to within single digits for Phoenix.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Cullen passes to Simons. Back to McCollum from downtown. Rubio with the rebound. Rubio's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Kicks it to Johnson. Passes to Johnson. 6 to shoot. From deep three-point range, the shot no good. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. They led the game 1 point by 20.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
Well, you love that he wants to wear out the defense. What a catalyst for his team. Incredible.
Bridges kicks to Johnson. From the arc. It's hauled in by Tolliver. Trailblazers leading by 10. Azonia up top. Defended by Bridges. It's stolen by Kaminsky. Drops in the breakaway layup. 17 points for Ricky Rubio.
Now this is the pace that Rubio loves. Fast and furious.
Here's Simons. Covered by Rubio. To the wing on the left. The wide open shot by Little. And a miss there on the triple. Suns trail by 8. Now Bridges, taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Rubio outside. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Kaminsky. That one doesn't drop, and it's Portland the other way. Here's Simons. Azonia trying to free himself up. A nice shot by Simons. Simons has got 6 points.
You know, you have to like that he's still getting quality touches and delivering now after getting blanked in the first half.
Pass to Rubio. The pass to Kaminsky. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got his 4th assist in this one.
Well, they're trying to establish their attack down in the paint, and make no mistake, these help their overall confidence.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Well, this is a chess match, looking ahead a few moves and trying to execute toward that.
A different look now for Portland. Labissiere comes in for Hezonja, and Lillard subbed in for Anfernee Simons. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for the Suns. Now here's McCollum. He's got 22. Out to the wing. 1:22 left in the third quarter. Shoots from the elbow. Bucket is good. McCollum's got 24 points.
Well, that's not exactly the most solid screen you'll see, but it still works.
McCollum against Johnson. The feed to Baines. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Baines has got his 3rd bucket of the night. McCollum against Johnson. There's 49 seconds left to play here in the third. Here's McCollum. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. In the corner, it's Bridges. A new 14 for the Suns. And Baines kicks to Bridges. Rubio, the pass to Kaminsky. Good on the triple. And now just a 5-point Trailblazer lead.
You know, we talk all the time about how important it is to have bigs who can stretch the floor. An example there.
Free throw good from Lillard. So it's both teams making substitutions here. He's perfect from the line this time. And so Booker will bring it up for the Suns. 7-point differential. Rubio outside, shoots the three, and no good. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Trailblazers leading by 7. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Little out there with Kent Bazemore, and it's Whiteside in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. And it's in there.
Well, that's not the guy you want guarding him at the rim. Just too much of a differential in terms of size.
Rubio against Lillard. Rubio, the pass to Baines. He dishes it to Booker. Over McCollum. And it's off the back rim. No good.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes. Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Now here's Booker. He kicks it to Bridges. Pass to Kaminsky. Clock at 6. Here's Booker. That one doesn't go. Good work defensively by Whiteside. A 3 from McCollum. Nailed from three-point land. McCollum's got 27 points.
Challenging this D with the 3 ball. That's his second from distance this half, and he also hit one in the first half, too.
The shot's good. 19 points for Ricky Rubio.
I'll tell you, that's the tight handle of Rubio. Uses change of speed and direction so well.
McCollum outside. And again with the rebound. He hauls in his 20th rebound.
Dominating the glass. It's starting to look like a repeat of last night, guys. He's battling really hard out there.
Oh, he sure is. I mean, these past 2 games, his energy level has been sensational. Whether it's a putback like that or other hustle plays, he's been everywhere.
Here is Rubio. Hassan Whiteside made his last basket. Pass to Kaminsky. Fades back. That's in. Coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got 6 assists here tonight. Stolen by Rubio. That will fall for his 7th bucket. 7 for 15 in this game.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
He's got CJ.
McCollum against Booker. Rejected by Booker. Good on the shot, and that shaved the lead to single digits. Booker's got 12 points in just the second half. Lillard dishes to McCollum. Good D by Booker. Suns trail by 8. To the paint. And the dunk by Booker.
And when you thought this fourth quarter was simply a formality, all of a sudden the offense picks up, and now we have a game.
Now here's McCollum. That one goes in. McCollum's got 5 points now this quarter.
You can see why they go to this guy so often. More often than not, he's going to be very efficient like he is right here.
McCollum against Booker. Rebound by the Trailblazers. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. It's good. McCollum's got 31.
Every team looking to get easy ones in transition.
We call that one the do-it-yourself kit.
Here's Baines. 6 on the shot clock. Lillard against Rubio. Hands it from downtown. Rubio's got 24 points.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
Ball's knocked loose. And up the court come the Suns on the break. Rubio leading the charge. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. They lead by 7. Here we go, one-on-one. And the dunk by Booker.
Well, you love watching Devin Booker finish with power. He refuses to settle for the layup. Nice aggressiveness there.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. First one falls for him. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Anthony's checked in. And then for Phoenix, DeAndre Ayton's checked in for Aaron Baines. Sharch comes in for Kaminsky. And Oubre subbed in for Bridges. Good on both. Rubio with it. Sharch outside. Oubre outside. With 3, Booker. Hassan Whiteside grabs the miss.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Bazemore passes to Anthony. Lillard with it. Guarded now by Rubio. A 3 from McCollum. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Sharch has got his 4th rebound in this one. Booker in the corner. That one's good from the corner. Booker's got 8 points here in this quarter.
He's shooting the lights out down the stretch, trying to keep them competitive.
Here's Lillard. He drains the quick shot.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
Here's Booker, following the score by Damian Lillard. 5 to shoot. Pass to Šarić. Baseline J on the way. No good. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Anthony, no one around. Had the opportunity on the break, but couldn't sink the three. Oubre on the wing. Shoots over Bazemore, and too long on the shot. Trailblazers leading by 7. Here's McCollum. It's hauled in by the Suns. Booker's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Count it, and the foul. It's on Damian Lillard.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
One shot.
Free throw, no good for Oubre.
Now you look at the physical gifts for Kelly Oubre. 6'7", but with a 7'2" wingspan. He's a terrific leaper, and he's got great potential defensively.
Suns trail by 7. Now here's Rubio. Šarić outside. Inside. Here's Booker. Good D by McCollum.
And they continue to control the glass.
Here's Bazemore. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Anthony's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Šarić, and slam dunk by Šarić.
Well, that's the court awareness of Mr. Devin Booker. This guy increasingly becoming such a good passer.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
You think back to after the trade from Philadelphia, Dario Šarić had a hard time getting settled in with Minnesota. They started him in a bench role, and it wasn't until he became a starter that you saw his productivity increase.
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Damian Lillard.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Terry Stotts talk to his team during that timeout. He talked about the mindset they need to have and what he wants to see the rest of the way. Engagement at both ends and making good decisions with the ball. Guys?
Here's Anthony. And Doris with Šarić coming off the bench is something he's done in the past. but he had better results as a starter last season.
It would appear to me he is much more comfortable as a starter. His shot seems to come a little bit easier. The floor spacing this young man provides is a huge plus for his team.
Now, here's Oubre to the paint. Here's Ayton, and the layup's good off the glass. And now just a 5-point Trailblazer lead.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
And Bazemore kicks to McCollum. There's the pass to Whiteside. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
Oh, I dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Craig, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. Now, here's Rubio. Feeds to Booker. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Booker's got 35.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
McCollum finds Bazemore. Shot clock at 6. From deep. Saric grabs the board. Saric has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And they get the rebound, but guys, that's been the issue throughout the game.
Now here's Saric. Rubio, the pass to Saric. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Saric has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Saric with the big-time delivery in the big moment. Wow!
Lillard against Rubio. Lillard misses. Suns trail by 3. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Oubre kicks to Rubio. Saric outside. And Lillard is going to pick up a foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. And here are the Suns now. Passes it to Saric. Here's Booker. 6 on the shot clock. To tie it up. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. They led the game at 1 point by 20. And McCollum with the slam.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now here's Booker. To the inside. Saric. Good. A nice assist from Booker. Booker's got 3 assists in the game.
This guy is an efficient scorer. Dario Saric knows his strengths on the offensive end and can capitalize.
Here's Lillard. Lays it up and banks it in. Lillard's got 12 points here in the second half.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
You know, we've talked about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
And it's good, 2 points.
And how about Lillard just being aggressive here on offense? He can heat up quickly, just super efficient, and a high IQ score.
And the Suns call time here. They're down by 5. 50 seconds left in the 4th quarter. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Good! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Oh, my goodness. Booker's confidence is off the charts. He's money in the bank.
Rubio against Lillard. In the corner, Bazemore with it. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And the Trailblazers lead by 6.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Phoenix calls timeout. They're trailing by 6. 29 seconds left to play here in the fourth. .29 seconds left in the game. Here's Booker. Doesn't go for him. Good work defensively by Whiteside. And so they choose to intentionally foul. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth. And now they decide to foul intentionally. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. Here's Jerome.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Well, it's been a hard-fought battle through much of the night. They just missed out on a couple of opportunities they'd love to do over.
We've got 13 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And they go to the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that increases their lead to 6. From past the arc. The shot, no good. So the Trailblazers win it. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Damian, it looks like this team's progress can be measured by your improvement at the defensive end. And do we see that tonight?
We made some mistakes like every other basketball team does, but I think we did a great job of making adjustments. We got a little more physical. We did a great job of that.
And that led to a big win, Damian. Thanks for your time, man. Kevin?
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.